So how's it tell you? Does it say what you just said again?
The when it's done updating, it'll show up in the discovery tool as the name you gave it, and then the newer firmware version.
Okay.
So then we go back and we log in again. So then we're going to set the static IP for it. So we're going to see how many cameras already exist on the system. In this case, they have 8 cameras already. So then we know that all the IP addresses through 208 are used, or however you set them up. I use 201, 202, 203, etc. So we'll go back to the camera and we'll go to network. We'll change the mode to static. Right here again, it shows you they're all 0.200, 0.204, 3. You can sort them.
That's all the other cameras?
That's all the other cameras, yep.
Okay.
As well as the tough switch, which is 200, and then the...
Do you have all Ubiquity cameras here?
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll do 0.209. The gateway and DNS, you don't have to set because the camera's not going out to the network. I set them anyways, just because. I don't know, there's no real reason.
So it's 192.168, 0.1?
0.1 is the gateway. Yours is probably 1.1, I think, at your stores.
And then the security DNS?
DNS, you can use whatever DNS servers you want. 8.8.8.8 is Google's, and then 1.1.1.1 is Cloudflare's, so it's just redundant. So save changes.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
They're just public DNS. Just easy to remember because they're all the same number. Your internet service provider will give you DNS servers to use, but I just never use theirs.
How come you set up the static ones? Just the stability?
Yep. If your router goes offline and your router is the thing that's actually giving the cameras their addresses, then they could all disconnect from the network and stop recording. So then, that's not usually an issue, but
It could happen.
it could happen, yeah.
Good question.
So this redirect usually takes a long time. So if you just
Pause?
if you just go actually type in the new address instead of waiting for it to redirect, it typically will go faster.
So you typed in the direct that new 209,
Yep.
0.209?
Yeah, I just changed what was up there to 209.
Okay.
So then the only other step on the camera that you have to do is set the display stream quality. So I disable the camera name and camera logo because Blue Iris will show that, so you don't need that stuff. And then here, I generally don't record at 1080 just because it's way higher than you need. Medium resolution is fine, and I always set the FPS to 15 frames per second rather than the default 30.
Okay.
What are you going to notice the difference between
You're just looking
30
for
frames?
cards,
Yeah, you're just recording twice as much video when you don't need to. So then right here is your RTSP URL. So if you just highlight that entire thing and copy it, then that's what Blue Iris wants.
So you get that from the URL there?
Yep, RTSP URL.
Okay.
Then in Blue Iris, if we go add camera, so the plus button here,
Okay.
and we're going to do exterior drive-through. And it's a network camera, so you just leave it alone. And you just paste that into that top box, tab over, and you don't have to touch anything else on this entire screen. So then on trigger, we want it to trigger anytime there's motion, so we just set this pretty much all the way down. And then minimum duration, I've been setting that to 0. So anytime there's motion, it starts recording right away.
Is that the delay?
It's just it's the delay from when it senses motion to when it starts recording.
Okay.
Yeah. And then go to record. You can change on the trigger screen. You can change this. It will always record 10 seconds once it triggers, based on this setting. So if you want it to record longer, you just change that. And on record, I don't care about the alert list image. It's just if you look at the alert list, you're just going to see image after image after image because you have motion all day long. So it's not really a feature that's useful to us.
Okay.
So I shut that off. And then pre-trigger video buffer is how long you want to be recorded before it senses motion. So if you want to see in this case, I'm going to set it to 3 seconds. If you want to see the 3 seconds leading up to when it started to sense motion, you set that
How
there.
do you do pre?
It stores a 3 second buffer
Oh,
all
it's
the time.
constantly,
It's
but it's
constantly recording, but
Okay.
it's not.
It just doesn't save any of that
Okay.
video unless it senses motion.
because I was saying, how does that work?
It's time travel. And then combine or cut each video is how you see it displayed here. So I always do 0 hours 15 minutes so that it's 15-minute increments of video.
Okay.
And then we're gonna get a little fancy on this one because it's outside. So on video, let's see where this is. There is an option where you can mask, I don't remember where it is, you can mask the screen so that, like, we have cars driving by every second of the day. I don't care who drives by the store, I only care who's in the drive-thru lane. So we're gonna mask off that section.
So it'll be like a blur.
No, it'll still show it. It just won't sense motion there,
Yeah,
so
it's
it
like a zone.
doesn't record when people drive by.
Okay.
It only records.
That's the problem I've got with our security cameras at church.
There you go.
I need to do that.
If you can mask them on there, that's what you need to do. So we'll just figure out where that is. Okay, use zones. And why don't I have an edit button? We'll save it first and see if it enables it.
There you go.
Video. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Okay, here we go. Now we have the edit zone.
You're gonna have to set your camera first.
Yeah, so then,
That's what I have like at my house.
so you
It's
just
called an activity zone, and you just throw it out. But you're gonna want to move that.
That's
camera
exactly what I need at church because
Yeah.
what we're
I'll-
doing is
I'll
the
edit it
interstate
later.
traffic is triggering our cameras.
so we don't care about anything that happens in this road zone. And yeah, I'll come back and edit this after we move the camera, so I'm not going to really care about it right now. But let's see, zone A. Try to set the areas. Okay, so we're actually setting the area that we do want to record.
And what zone is that one then?
It's just zone A.
Okay.
You
So
can
the
set
other one was a
multiple
different
zones.
zone?
You can set multiple ones, and then you can schedule them to
Okay.
do like different times a day.
Okay.
I don't do any of that stuff, but.
Great. And that's
And
called zone mapping.
yeah, I think I told you incorrectly. I think it actually wants you to highlight the area that you don't want to record. So it was still sensing motion when cars drive by. Maybe not. Invert again. Let's just see what happens when cars drive by. Yeah, now it is not triggering. So
Okay. That's good to know.
yep. So that's the gist of it.
Okay. Any last words, Josh?
Nope.